want to start with this one question. What are the versions of yourself that you don't want to face in life? Imagine, I grew up thinking I want to become a pilot, but did I give it a try? No. I wanted to become a doctor. Yes, I did choose biology, but did I give it a try? No. There are so many versions of yourself who you don't give a chance to. Now that leads me to a question. Who are you when nobody is watching? I'll repeat it again. Who are you when nobody is watching you? For my dad, I'm his daughter. For my friend, I'm a friend. For my sister, I'm her sister, right? I have so many roles that I have as a person. But who am I to myself? And this is the question that I had when I turned 25 years. Can you believe if I say I was someone who was 110 kgs and I had no idea what I was doing in life? I think when I turned 25, something in me changed. You know, they call it quarter life crisis. I had that too. And I was like, okay, now I need to focus on one thing in my life. I was a corporate person. I was working as a content designer. But then it did not make me feel happy with who I am. So I started losing weight. Not that I lost that weight in one go. There were a million times where I have tried. I've joined 5 to 6 gyms. But I don't think that's what, all of that is because people told me, you should lose weight. And that's when I said, no, I don't think I want to change myself because you want me to change. And slowly I got into a zone where I want to change because I want to change, not because someone wants me to change. I felt like change is a place where you feel very uncomfortable, right? Because you're constantly thinking about, okay, I should be doing this. I need to go to gym. I need to do this. But do you do it because you want to change, or do you do it because someone asks you to do that? And that's how I started the community called Pace Her. Now, this community is not because I want to change the women, but I want to tell them how to be themselves. I want to empower them because, for example, I started this as a person who has no friends here in Coimbatore. But turned out that so many people in the community who joined as a person in my community, they all told me that we were waiting for someone to do this. Now, I'm like, okay, but why didn't nobody else start that, right? Because if I'm starting it, anybody could start it. But that's what brings the change in the society. Women are always, when a woman changes, it's not her who changes. She changes the society. She changes the family where she stands. And I've always thought, okay, I want to do this, but what am I bringing that? Why am I doing that? And what is it bringing to the community I am in? Today, community plays a major role in terms of making a person who they are. Talking about the theme that is crossroads. I think crossroad is not just two roads intercepting, but like a lot of other paths that you're in, and you are choosing the one that you want to go. Like that, I've been in so many places in my life. I'm a biker now. I'm a biker now. I've been into modeling. I've been a music producer. I've been a director. I've been a scriptwriter. I've done so many things in life, and I've kept changing my identity on and on and on. Not because I want to, but because I think everybody gets bored, and that's your call. When you feel like you want to change, you need to feel and see the opportunities around you and grab them. I see a lot of young crowd here, and one thing that I would say to you is that anything that comes to you in your life, always make sure you take a look at it. You need to address that, and you need to say to yourself, do I need this? What will this give to me? Right? Because you might not know which path can lead you where. And when you're just judging the path by just looking at it from far away, you wouldn't know your destination. And when I'm talking about destination, it's about journey altogether. Because for me, I want to, if someone asks me, what do I want to become 5 years from now? I have some idea, but what am I right now is what is going to choose who am I going to be in my future. For a very long time, I remember people saying, okay, People saying me that, oh, you're so tall, oh, you're this, oh, you're that. But all that version is not who I am to me. To me, I'm a very confident woman, and that did not come easily because you build it step by step. You take it day by day because for you to know who you are as a person, you need to explore. Everybody keeps changing. Be who you are. But do we exactly know who we are to be that person? Right? And one question that constantly keeps coming to me, why do you keep changing? When they say, why do you keep changing? I feel like the question in itself is wrong, right? Instead, it should be, what is it that I'm changing to be the better version of myself? Instead of why am I changing it? Because every version of you has that one part in which you think that I am better today. I came across this very interesting concept called Kaizen. It's a Japanese theory. It's from this book called The Monk Who Sold His Ferrari. I recently read that book on my solo trip. And that's something that I would love to share because Kaizen means you're becoming 1% better every day, which means today you worked out for 10 minutes. You're still becoming better. You still you still chose to come out of the bed and chose to be better than just staying in the bed. So I feel like Kaizen is what everybody should follow as a person in a day-to-day life. Not because you want to be that 1% does not count today, but that 1% will become 100% 100 days later. And that's when you are very close to who you want to become. So I'd like to close this by saying the same thing again. Who are you when nobody is watching you?